I'm Mark.
Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. We're coming to you live from Western Spirit World Headquarters
in Toasty, Moab, Utah. Hey there.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Mark.
Thanks for tuning in this afternoon.
We're coming to you live from Toasty, Moab, Utah right now.
We just got back from a 5-day trip from Telluride back to Moab.
It was awesome. We had 7 guests. They crushed it. It was very hot, but everyone did great, and we had a great time out there.
Yeah, like I said, my name's Patty. I'm originally from Minnesota, but now I split time between Moab and Park City. Recently, I've been working as a ski instructor in the winter. This is my second summer guiding for Western Spirit.
And I'm Mark. This is my 5th season with Western Spirit. I also spend my winters up in Park City, Utah, where I am a ski patroller. So, yeah, we're excited that you guys are all here with us today, and we have some questions.
So the topic for today is how should I pack for my Western Spirit trip? So yeah, with that, we'll just get going on some questions.
Yeah, we get this question a lot. People who are new to our trips don't really know what they can bring, or, we send you guys a packing list when you guys sign up for the trip, but it tends to be the brunt of a few jokes every now and then, but it's been vetted through years of trips, and it's full of important things that you guys need to succeed.
So yeah, with that, we'll just get started on some questions that we've gotten. So first question, Mark, what are the, from George in Killington, Vermont, what are the top 5 things you can't live without on a Western Spirit trip?
Well, digest this, Patty. Let's see. Things that I always check for before I head out on a trip are, do I have the things to ride in? Do I have my pack, my shoes, my chamois, those sort of things? Do I have my things to sleep in? So tent, pad, bag, all that stuff. Do I have rain gear or inclement weather? So rain pants, rain jacket. I bring 3 of them out there with me just because you never know. Let's see what else. I always bring my prescription meds because you don't want to see me without them. And that's about it, really. I only have 4. What about you? Do you have anything?
Probably a similar list. I think a big thing for me is that I like to be warm and comfortable. And so I always want to make sure that I have a warm sleeping bag and bring like an extra layer to be comfortable in camp.
That's good. All right. Next question from Jim in Escanaba. Is there a weight limit to the stuff I can bring?
And for that, we don't have a set weight limit. Our trucks and vans are all very capable and can pull a lot of things, but at the same time, when you are on a trip with 15 people and trying to everyone needs to fit all of their things, it's good to not bring anything too excessive. So to be considerate, you can bring extra layers if you think you need them, but maybe don't bring 5 books with you if you think you're only going to read 1.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, usually we have a solar shower for you guys. There's no need to bring your hot water heater on the trip. And, we got books and stuff about the region that you'll be traveling in. So, cool.
All right, next question. Say I really like to drink beer. Are bottles okay?
Yeah. When you guys do bring your own beverages, we just ask that you guys, if they come in cans, those are much preferred because one, they break a lot less because we do travel in some rugged terrain and the gear and drinks get shaken up and can break. So cans are preferred, but if you guys do have some wine or some spirits or stuff like that, then just give those to us and we will keep them safe and sound for you guys. Yeah.
As long as you share.
As long as you share. That's a great point. But yeah, so if you're just tuning in, my name is Mark.
And I'm Patty.
And we are coming to you live from Western Spirit World Headquarters here in Moab, Utah. So.
And we are talking about how to pack for your Western Spirit trip.
Cool. So let's see. We got some questions coming in here. Can I bring my roller suitcase? For example, if I fly there, how does that work? Yeah. Do you have an answer for that, Patty?
I sure do, Mark. So the big thing, depending on what trip you are on, we'll either take a van with a trailer or a truck. When we have trips with a trailer, then we will load your suitcase as is, and so you can bring whatever kind of bag that you would like. Yeah, so there are no huge limitations with that. When we have truck trips, we load all of the gear on top of the truck, and so when we do that, we'll take, if you have like a soft shell duffel, you can just stuff it in one of our stuff sacks. We have these big dry bags that we'll load on top. And then, so this is an example of one of our dry bags. So it's 110 liters, and so it can fit, a pretty big bag, usually like, it's similar to like the overhead compartment on a plane. Bigger, hard-shelled suitcases won't fit in it, and if that's the case, we'll just have you. It helps if you can pack all of your things in smaller stuff sacks or just smaller bags, and that way you can have a little bit of organization within the big dry bag. But these bags, you roll them over and clip them down so that they everything inside stays dry and then also stays out of the dust. Because in the desert, all of our Moab trips around here, it can be really sandy and dusty. And as our trucks are driving along the roads and are kicking up dust, everything can get dirty very quickly. So by putting in these bags, they just keep all of your things cleaner and dry.
Right. Yeah, even if you guys do have your own dry bags and stuff, we usually just have you guys err on the side of caution and use our dry bags just because that's what they're provided for, and we want you guys to keep your nice luggage nice while you guys are on our trips. But yeah, so to touch on that point as well, if you guys do have a big roller bag, we may ask you to unload it and load it into our dry bags if it does not fit. With our dry bags, the circumference is 50 inches. 50 inches by like 3 feet. So they're pretty large, but it is good to know if your roller suitcase will fit or not. Anything else?
Nope. The last part of that question, where do we leave suitcases? If you drive yourself or have a rental car to get to where our trip starts, you can just throw your suitcase back in there. If not, if we are in Moab, we can store some bags inside, but don't have a lot of space, and so it's better that you try to bring smaller bags and be more contained.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, long question.
Yeah. Wow, we kind of hit on that second one as well.
So another important question that we have here is, do I really need to bring rain gear? Will a poncho work?
The answer is yes. Um, we operate in all sorts of different environments. The desert, high mountains, arid west, yada yada yada. But it's always important to be prepared. So we do ask that you guys do bring rain gear. It's gonna make your experience a lot better if we do run into that sort of situation, and we often do. For example, when I got up in Colorado, like clockwork, every afternoon we get hailed on or rained on, which just makes it's part of the experience. But if you come prepared, it's very easy to still enjoy that environment, and yeah, it's important. And
Yeah, rain gear is one of those things where when you need it, and if you don't have it, it can ruin your day very quickly.
Yeah.
Once you're wet and cold, it can be very hard to motivate to get back on your bike, which is why you all come on these trips in the first place.
yeah,
And like Mark said, weather does change quickly. And when we're out there for 5 days, we might check the weather ahead of time. But it can happen. Like the weather changes throughout the week.
So we did get a question from Kevin. He said, "Are you talking about day trips?" Most of our trips are multi-day trips, so usually 4 to 6 days, and we are out there, and it's either a point to point where we're moving camp every day, or there's a few camps. But we sort of bring everything that we have on the packing list, and once we're out there, we are self-sufficient and got food and the water and all the gear. So yeah, we mostly do multi-day stuff, but yeah.
And then along with that, within each trip, so day to day, there are. It depends on the trip, and you just need to get familiar with the itinerary to know whether or not we will have truck support or van support through the whole day or not. There are days on the Colorado trip, in the maze, and on other trips where we will go a whole day without having vehicle support. And so it's important that as you're out for an entire day without the truck, that you're able to carry all of your water and snacks and food and rain gear and extra layers and all of that. So another big thing to remember to bring is a CamelBak that is large enough that it can fit more than just your 3 liters of water. If you have a lightweight vest that can carry water, that's good, but depending on the trip, there are times where you do need to be able to carry a sandwich for lunch, or extra layers, or whatever else.
So yeah, and if you have any questions about that, you can talk to our office staff, and they will let you know what sort of support that you'll have throughout the day. Usually, if we have full vehicle support throughout the day, we have a communal day bag that we use. So you can throw a change of shoes, a hat for lunch, other things that you might want throughout the day into that communal bag, and that will be more accessible than your camping gear and other things that we won't need until we have arrived at camp that day. Yeah. What are a few things you like to carry in your pack, Penny?
In my pack, I like to carry lots of snacks. I know that I don't do well when I get hungry, and so I always try to bring excess snacks. Water is also a big thing in all of our, it could be this trip, it got above 100, this past week it got above 100 degrees. And so water was huge, and we were just drinking large amounts of water every day. So water and snacks are huge.
Yeah.
All right, so getting to another question that we got. Why do I need a swimsuit?
Well, I like to get in the water whenever I can. We actually just finished today's route with a nice dip into the Colorado River here. So yeah, I like to bring a swimsuit just in case there's any water around, and then also sometimes I can get uh, sweaty and gritty after a long day. So we do have a solar shower that is available, and I like to, you know, sometimes privacy is hard to find out there. So I like to bring it just in case there isn't a whole lot of privacy at the solar shower, which is important for me.
Yeah, the solar shower is big. Also, some other things are if you're traveling, um, you're most likely going to stay in a hotel before or after the trip, and there could be a pool or a hot tub there too. So it could be useful for that as well.
Yeah. I see on the back list that there is uh, hiking shoes and sandals. Do I need both of those?
Um, so hiking shoes or some sort of closed-toed shoes are definitely the best for biking, whether you're using clipless pedals or flat pedals. It's just closed-toed shoes are the way to go while you're biking. But at the same time, we have space on the trucks and van that you don't need to wear the same shoes for 5 days straight. So if you have a pair of comfortable shoes, whether they're sandals or other shoes, um, that is definitely worth bringing for a little bit of extra comfort. I know I always bring a pair of shoes to bike in, and then I bring a pair of Chacos, and I'm happy. Also, Chacos are great. Sandals in general are great because you can wade in water in them. And so, say that you are camped near a reservoir that's a little bit rocky to get into, it can be very nice to have a pair of shoes that aren't the ones that you're biking in every day.
Right. And sometimes we do go to some mid-ride watering holes. So being able to throw those in the day bag if that's available, um, or even strapping them to a pack, that could be nice to cool off mid-ride for these longer rides. Yeah.
Yep. Um, so this next question that we have is we kind of touched on some parts of it, but do I need a backpack? Do I need to bring my own snacks? What will I put in my backpack? So we already mentioned having a day pack is a very worthwhile. As far as bringing your own snacks, we do get before the trip starts. Guides will go shopping and we'll bring plenty of snacks to last for the entire week that we're out. At the same time, if you have anything that you know you like in the middle of a ride, whether it's a specific type of bar or just something that you know you really enjoy that maybe other people wouldn't think of, it's definitely like worth either mentioning on your food when you fill out your preferences form or bringing some for yourself. Similar, like we provide tea and coffee in the morning, but if you know that you like a certain type, not a bad idea.
Yeah, and especially with if you know that you work best with this sort of energy drink or this sort of supplement or whatever, we suggest that you bring that. But we will always provide lots of fresh fruit, Cliff Bars, any sort of
Gatorade,
energy
jerky,
bars.
Fruit snacks. We have lots of snacks.
Lots of snacks. But yeah, what else?
Cool.
I always ride with a 3-liter bladder just because I like to provide water for myself and then also guests if they need any. So, but being able to hold enough and carry enough water for a long day is important. And then I like to have some extra room for a lunch if we need to pack lunch for that day because there are some days where we will be away from the vehicle support. So we will set up a pack lunch in the morning, and you guys will all pack your lunch, and then we'll find a beautiful scenic overlook to eat it at.
So I think we are about done with this live event. But one last question for everyone. What kind of shoe should I bring? Pedals. So we kind of mentioned this, specifically flat or clipless pedals. With that, if you are an avid biker but new to Western Spirit and are renting a bike, some big things. If you usually bike with clipless pedals, you should bring those pedals with you along with the shoes that you need for them. Similarly, if you have a saddle that you know that you find comfortable for spending an entire day out on a bike, you should bring that as well. So, yeah, basically just bring anything that you think or that you need to feel comfortable on a bike when you're biking all day.
Yeah, that's a great point. And then also having comfy camp shoes is nice. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I guess we'll sign off here. Moab, once again, thanks for tuning in. My name is Mark.
I'm Patty.
And yeah, we hope to see you on a trip soon.